Hello everyone, this is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for more than 3 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into what we were shipping out today on Thursday. It wasn't too much stuff, so it was kind of like a worse day for eBay. Actually was lucky that I think there was like 2 or 3 sales that came in while I was pulling items. So I only had I think it was like 5 items and then went up to 8 or 7. Sorry, so 2 sales came in. So the first thing right here that sold when I was at the storage unit is going to be a lot of 10 of these. These are Dice Masters, the Uncanny X-Men sets. Dice, these are like their little booster packs. It comes with 2 cards and 2 dice right here. It's a dueling game. You play against someone else. You have a little deck of cards, or not a deck of cards, but you have like dice, and the cards represent like what they do in their powers. So a lot of them are the X-Men. They also have DC. They also have Dungeons and Dragons, Ninja Turtles, Yu-Gi-Oh, I believe. So yeah, these packs, it was a game that came out and they didn't have enough supply at first. So there was a lot of hype for it, but then the hype kind of died down because there wasn't enough product to go around. Eventually, the company, which is WizKids, which does like HeroClix and some board games, they finally produced enough, but then, like I said, the hype died down, so it wasn't as popular, but still a pretty good game. 10 of these packs for $8 only plus shipping. Everything's going to be plus shipping. All right, moving along. I talked about this before on the channel. These are going to be 101 Game of Thrones Stark sleeves. These are by Fantasy Flight Games. These sleeves have been out of print for many, many years now. So if someone wants to sleeve up their Magic the Gathering deck or Pokemon deck with these sleeves, you have to kind of pay up for them just because companies will make IP branded sleeves or deck boxes. It might last for, I don't know, a couple months to a year. And then once they're all sold out, they usually don't do like a reprint. So I knew people loved the Game of Thrones ones. And when I got 101 of these, I was like, oh, that's perfect for Commander, which is a way people play Magic the Gathering, the most popular way, and you need 100 sleeves, so someone's probably going to sleeve up a Commander deck. For these sleeves, I got $17.67. These aren't even new. These are used. They're still in really good shape. Most sleeves, like someone just puts in a card and takes it out, and they don't have like greasy finger hands. They're usually still pretty good, just sleeves in general. So yeah, 1767 is pretty good for that. I know the Targaryen and Lannister sleeves of these also do pretty well, where the Baratheon and I forget the last one don't sell for as much, but like I said, they've been out of print for like over 10 years. All right, next up is going to be Britain's Colonial Wars. This is going to be a book, like a trade paperback book. Get a bunch of these military books along with the miniatures that I get all the time. People do like picking them up when they're like I said, specific wars or people or like a specific tank or fighter jets. This one's going international for $15.99. All right, next up is, we used to get a lot of this stuff. This is an old listing. This is Wonder Art. It's like a latch hook kit right here, but we've also done pretty well with needlecraft and needlepoint stuff. The craft stuff is super expensive, or not super expensive, like like a lot of people want the stuff, the different kits. That was kind of like what we started our eBay journey with, is a lot of those like baggies and kits of various designs. Certain ones would go for a lot, and we would find them at like all the thrift stores for like a quarter, 50 cents, or $1, and we would be selling them between 10 to 40. So that was kind of like where we started, until at some point we couldn't find any more of the stuff. So this is an older one. This ended up going for $14.39. Also like yarn, specific types and styles, skeins or skeins, I forgot how to say that. Those do pretty well as well. That one's going international, so that's pretty cool. Sorry, that one's like a little music note, so it's gonna be like a cool little music note right there. It looks like a cool one and a fun one. All right, next up is going to be a board only for Battles in Napoleon Volume 1 right here, some kind of like military board game. I got a bunch of like bits and pieces and like a collection of stuff to go through. This is just going to be like the board for one of them, which is pretty, like someone's going to want a replacement board if it gets damaged or they spill a drink on it or something. They don't want to, usually some of these military games, to get the whole game is really expensive. So just getting a replacement board is better for them. $10 for this one. It's kind of heavy, so a good chunk of the price was also in shipping for the person. They're in like $22 and some change total. All right, next up, this one I hope the customer gets back to me. This is going to be a HeroClix Sentinel figure. They have a lot of different ones. I can't fully remember. This is not an older one. This is a more modern one. What set is this? I don't actually know what set this one's from. Oh, this is one of the WizKids promos one. It has the WK on the base right here. It also has like the bronze color, which shows that it's like a promo. That's also usually means it's a super rare. But Yeah, and then this is the card with all the stats. So these bigger colossal figures are a lot of fun. People like to play them. They're usually relatively weaker, but there'd be like comic book stores when I used to play. Someone would get a bunch of like Sentinels or a bunch of big colossal figures, and we would all make our little teams and try to fight them and have like a fun kind of thematic battle, not as serious as like a tournament battle where you would be like 300, 450 points and trying to be the best. So yeah, a lot of people use different figures. So this one I was worried about because right here, one of the hands, I just noticed it while pulling it, was supposed to have like a little extra like missile thing that's coming out. It's not like an action figure where like it actually does come out. It's just part of the sculpt, right? The whole thing. So looking at a glance, I thought it was normal, but I sent them a message. I took a couple of pictures. I was like, hey, this part's actually broken. I was like, let me know if you still want it. So if they're playing HeroClix and stuff, it's going to be a big deal, but I also want to let someone know that they're buying something and that they know what they're getting. And I didn't notice it until I was there. And then my generic pictures. I had a lot of pictures. It just happened to not focus on that part too much. Like I said, I like barely noticed it while grabbing it. I'm like, uh-oh. So hopefully they'll get back to me. If they don't, I'm still going to ship it out. We have 1 day shipping, and I'm going to have to deal with the consequences after that. But I feel bad for that one. But like the figure's still completely usable. Like you use the dial and stuff on the bottom. All right. Last up right here is going to be this World of Warcraft trading card game. This is Ice Block card. This is a rare. This ended up going to repeat buyer for $6.50. This World of Warcraft trading card game was by Cryptozoic. It's not around anymore. They had a bunch of sets. This is from Dark Portal, the second set. This is actually going to be one of the spells that like the mage characters in the World of Warcraft game can use. It's like one of their popular protection spells. They put themselves around ice and can't hit them for a certain amount of time. But yeah, there's a lot of sets of this card game. It also plays very similar to Hearthstone. So there's people out there that have played Hearthstone. This was actually before Hearthstone. Hearthstone is like Blizzard's World of Warcraft's, like just it's their online card game. But yeah, the actual card game works the same. So people like to pick up the cards usually for iconic moments in the World of Warcraft game. The tie-ins are very good, like an actual good tie-in. So like I said, this is actually a spell that a mage uses. I sold a card that had some cultural lore to it. The More Dots figure, card a couple weeks ago. So there are different reasons why people pick up the stuff. But it's a really fun game. I used to play it for like a year or so when it came out a long time ago. It was a fantastic one. Like I said, it's very similar to Hearthstone. All right, that's everything. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to help support us, take a look at our links down below.